the Madden CPU League Week 1 recap show. This is a show that will air every week following the season's week. So, for example, Week 1 just wrapped up, so the recap show. After Week 2, there will be a recap show for that. So, without further ado, let's get right into the recap all the games that went down in Week 1. We start with the kickoff game between Buffalo and Los Angeles, where the Bills would kick a late first quarter field goal to take the lead 3-0. They would extend the lead in the second quarter with a touchdown pass to Isaiah McKenzie. Josh Allen taking the lead 10-0 in the second quarter, but the Rams would storm back in the final minutes of the first half to take a touchdown to make the lead, to cut the lead up to 3. Cam Akers with the touchdown reception. The Rams were not going down without a fight. They would tie the game in the second half with a field goal. Josh Allen in the final 2 minutes trying to get his team in the lead and throws an interception. And it was going to be a pick six. Jordan Fuller got the touchdown, defensive touchdown to take the lead 17-10. Josh Allen trying to storm back after that interception to help to tie the game, and instead throws another pick. And that pick in the final minute would prove costly for the Bills, and that turnover would indeed cost them the game, and the Rams would get their first win. I put Brock Purdy on the Rams, and look, he got his first win. I knew he would do good in the CPU league. What a win for Brock Purdy and the Rams. Now we go to Atlanta, where where the game was quiet until late in the second quarter. JG would get safety in the end zone by the Atlanta defense to take a 2-0 lead. In the third quarter, though, they would finally take the lead with a field goal to make it 3-2. Early in the fourth quarter, JG would throw a touchdown pass to take the lead up to 10. Chris Olave with the touchdown reception to make the game 10-2, and the Saints would be victorious. 10-2 the final. JG gets his first win with the Saints, and I put him on that team for the CPU league. I'm telling you, I make smart decisions. At Carolina, Cleveland would kick a early first quarter field goal. Well, no, really midway to take a 3-0 lead. Carolina in the second would answer back with a field goal of their own to tie the game at 3-3. Cam Newton in the second quarter would get the ball back and throw a touchdown pass to Rashard Higgins to take the lead 10-3. However, Baker Mayfield in the third quarter would answer back with a great pass to David Njoku for the touchdown. And now it was a 10-10 tie. It was a tie game once again in Carolina. And the Browns would kick a field goal midway through the fourth to take a 3-point lead, and Carolina would answer back with 19 seconds now left on the clock to tie it 13-13, and that game would go to overtime, but neither team was able to pull out the victory, and it went to a tie. So no victory for either team in Week 1. In Chicago, the Bears would jump out to an early second quarter lead when they would throw their first touchdown pass and the first touchdown pass of the game to Cole Kmet, Justin Fields to Cole Kmet for the touchdown. Trey Lance, though, would answer back with 29 seconds, though, before halftime. Trey Lance takes it in himself. Touchdown, San Francisco to tie the game at 7. And with 1 minute left in the fourth quarter, the Niners would kick a 10-7 lead-taking field goal. Justin Fields on the last play of the game tries to make something happen. They are close to field goal range, but Nick Bosa drags him down, no timeouts left, and the Bears would lose. Nick Bosa with the defensive effort to stop Justin Fields and have the clock go out. In Cincinnati, the Steelers would jump out to a late first quarter lead. Kenny Pickett bought a great pass to George Pickens for the first touchdown of the game to take the lead. The Steelers would extend their lead in the second with a field goal. Joe Burrow trying to make something happen in the second and gets hit as he throws a pick six. Throws a pick six to Levi Wallace. Pittsburgh would go down the field with 20 seconds left, and Najee Harris would just take it in to make it a 24-0 ball game. And Cincinnati would finally score their first touchdown in the third, but it really just didn't matter. The Steelers defense held them in place all night, and I really thought that adding Justin Jefferson to the team they'd be dominant, but Pittsburgh rolled over them in week one, dude. Joe Burrow would go for two, like I said, but it just didn't matter. It did not matter. Cincinnati could not win this game. Joe Burrow with 4:30 on the clock throws, and it got picked off again, and that would be another pick six. Yeah, another pick six to take the lead, 31-8. And that would be the final score of the game. The Steelers would take a knee, and the Steelers defense absolutely humbled Joe Burrow in that game. In Detroit, the Lions would have a surprising lead over the Eagles in the second quarter to kick the first score of the game, and right before halftime they would kick another field goal to take a 6-0 halftime lead. The Eagles were surprisingly trailing. And the trailing surprise continued in the third, with Detroit kicking another field goal. In the fourth, they would kick another field goal to extend their lead, and in another fourth, they would kick another field goal to make it a 15-0 game. A surprising game from Detroit, and unbelievably, they would shut out the Eagles. And I cannot even explain how that happened. Jared Goff and the Lions getting a surprising win in week one by dominating the Eagles, not even a score on the board. In Houston, the Texans would take a midway through the first quarter lead with a field goal to take the lead 3-0 against the Colts. However, late in the second quarter, Josh Dobbs would respond by throwing an absolute bomb pass. And look at the catch, too. The catch was more impressive, I believe, by Ashton Dulin, touchdown for the Colts. And that was the final score. Not a lot of offense in that game, but the Colts get the win in the opener. In Miami, the Patriots would jump out to the lead first. Mac Jones taking the first drive of the game and throws it to Jameson Williams, the pair that I made custom, the three Alabama boys, on the Patriots to take the lead 7-0. Miami would kick a field goal to cut the lead down to 4 in the second, and Tua would get the ball back with 1 second over a minute left to go in the second, would throw a touchdown pass to Cedric Wilson Jr. to take the lead 10-7. But Mac Jones and the Patriots would respond immediately by marching back down the field, and Mac Jones throws a touchdown pass to Kareem Hunt, who I would actually like to point out is not actually on the Patriots, but apparently they traded him or something. So yeah, that's a nice change. In the third quarter, Miami would kick the field goal to make it a 1 point game, a very close game, and probably the best game of the week, honestly. Miami would kick another field goal right before the end of the third to take a 2 point lead. Wait, oh wait, I think I was wrong. I think the score was 17. But then they would fatally kick a field goal in the late, like with the like under 10 seconds in the fourth, final play of the game from the Patriots. It is incomplete. Oh no, it is intercepted, and the Dolphins would win that very very nice game, 19-17. Like I said, I believe that could be the game of the week, honestly, between those two teams. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like there wasn't, like, in terms of score wise, both teams played really well to the finish. In New York, that game would go pretty much just like the Eagles game with the Lions. The Jets would take a lead in the first quarter with a field goal. They would kick another one in the second quarter, which was good. And they would kick another one with 6 seconds before halftime to take a 9-0 lead, and it is good. And it would go to halftime 9-0, and they would just keep kicking field goals throughout the entire game. I think they would eventually, hang on, Lamar Jackson on third, trying to make something, just trying to cut the deficit. Oh my God, he gets hit and he fumbles, and it is a fumble recovery for a touchdown by Quinnen Williams. I don't really know what to give that to, the defense or what, but the Jets, just like the Lions, shut out the Ravens in shocking fashion in the opener. In Washington, they would take an early lead with a field goal to take a 3-0 lead. The Jaguars, though, late in the second, would respond with a field goal of their own, and that would be good to tie the game at 3. 46 seconds left, first and 10. Baker Mayfield snaps the ball, throws a bomb to Curtis Samuel, and that is good for a touchdown. Curtis Samuel, touchdown reception. What a play for the Redskins. Late in the fourth quarter, Brian Robinson would just run the ball in to extend the lead to 14. And the Commanders. I keep getting a mess up with the Redskins, and the Commanders would win the first game. Baker Mayfield had a spectacular game in his first game, and there you see the QB comparison right there. Two good QBs. In Tennessee, the Titans would jump out get the lead in the second quarter with a nice touchdown pass right there to Austin Hooper. Malik Willis, the starter for the Titans in the CPU league, and Malik Willis got his first touchdown pass. And the extra point is good. There you see the scoring summary right there on the bottom left. The Giants, Daniel Jones would throw a nice pass. Wow, that was a nice pass. What a pass by Daniel Jones, actually, to Wan'Dale Robinson to tie the game at 7. I'm sorry, to take the lead at 6, and the field goal will be kicked. There we go, and that is good to tie the game at 7. And Malik Willis throws a nice pass to Robert Woods for the touchdown. That was a very nice pass by Malik Willis. Malik Willis had a nice first game as a Tennessee Titan. They would throw another touchdown pass in the fourth to Treylon Burks. Malik Willis would have 3 touchdown passes, and wow, like he had a spectacular game as a Titan, and he would lead the team to their first win of the season, 21-7. In Arizona, Patrick Mahomes would take the Chiefs all the way up the field on their first drive of the game, 3rd and 4, and would throw a touchdown pass to Travis Kelce to take the early lead. Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, a dangerous combo in the NFL, and the extra point is good. Arizona, trying to respond after that drive, would get the first down, but he would fumble the ball, and Trent McDuffie would return that for a touchdown. An unfortunate mistake for the Cardinals that would cost them 7 points. And the extra point would be good. The Chiefs would have a 2-point lead, a 14-point lead now. Patrick Mahomes, late in the second, would throw a touchdown pass to Mecole Hardman to just extend the lead. And as you can see, the Chiefs just had a dominant game against the Cardinals. One of the favorites to probably go to the Super Bowl in this CPU league. Arizona would finally get their first touchdown right there. A pass to DeAndre Hopkins and the PAT to make it 21-7. But as you can see, the Chiefs just got up early and they were able to hold the lead and won 21-7. In Los Angeles, a very, very competitive game. As you can see, the Chargers did not score until the end of the first half. And the same with the Raiders. They did not score until the end of the second half. And it would go to overtime 3-3. Justin Herbert drove the Chargers up the field, playing to win the game, and throws an interception with over 30 seconds left. And that would cost the Chargers their chance to win the game in OT. The Raiders would have no timeouts, and the clock would just run out to a 3-3 tie. No team getting a win in Week 1, which is not that good because it was a AFC West matchup. But just like the Browns and the Panthers, neither team getting a win in Week 1. In Minnesota, Aaron Rodgers, 54 seconds left in the first half, throws an absolute dime to Robert Tonyan and a touchdown for the Packers. Aaron Rodgers throws dimes like nobody else in the NFL. Kirk Cousins, right before halftime, throws, and it is intercepted. That might be the weirdest interception I've seen. And he takes it all the way to the house for a defensive touchdown. What a mistake by them right before halftime to take the lead 14-0. Aaron Rodgers in the third quarter would throw a touchdown pass again, and as you can see, the Packers just took their offense just struck more often than them. I took Justin Jefferson off the Vikings to put him on the Bengals. That cost the Vikings a lot. They got their first touchdown right there, but yeah, the Packers just too much for the Vikings, and that would not. As you see their scoring summary, they managed to score and not get shut out, but the Packers would win 21-7. Aaron Rodgers in Dallas on Sunday night. Dak Prescott would throw a pick six midway through the first quarter, and that would give the Tampa Bay Bucks the lead, a pick six for Prescott. And Tom Brady 16 seconds before halftime. Throws, touchdown, caught by Mike Evans. Tampa Bay would extend the lead to 14-0. Dak Prescott, though, would try to respond, throws a touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb to cut the lead to a touchdown, trying to erase the deficit. Tom Brady, though, would throw, and Tom Brady would throw a pick six. Tom Brady would throw a pick six to Leighton Vander Esch. Dallas would tie the game at 14-14. Dak Prescott now trying to take the lead with the momentum and throws an interception. And that's going to be a pick six. The defense returned the favor. The same dude who picked him off earlier returns the favor for Brady's pick six. And Tom Brady would just extend the lead late in the fourth to make it 28-14. Cade Otton with the touchdown reception. With over 50 seconds left, they would kick a field goal to take a 13-14 lead, and the Bucks just sealed the win in Week 1 against the Cowboys. I almost said the Prescott. The Prescott's not the Cowboys. Tom Brady getting the win in Week 1. I thought it would be a close matchup. And in Seattle, Denver versus Seattle. Geno Smith, first play of the game, throws an interception, and it is going to be a pick six on the first play of the game. Not a good look for Geno Smith. Ronald Darby to take the immediate lead for the Denver Broncos. Seattle Seahawks would respond by kicking a field goal, though, with 3:20 left in the first, to cut the lead down to 7-3. Russell Wilson with 30 seconds left in the first would throw a touchdown pass to Tariq Cohen. And the Broncos would kick a field goal late in the midway through the fourth to extend their lead to 14. And that would be the final score of the game. And Russell Wilson and the Broncos would get the win over the Seahawks. Here is a look at the standings after Week 1. Now look at the player stats. Kirk Cousins leading passing yards. Touchdowns is led by Malik Willis with 3. Derrick Henry leads rushing with 122 yards. Josh Reynolds 141 receiving yards. You see that all the defensive stats. Michael Badgley, 49-yard field goal by Greg Zuerlein. I'm pretty sure that's his name. And kick return and all of that. So all the stats as of after Week 1. Also, look at the NFL offensive stats. The Commanders lead in total offensive yards gained. The Colts lead in total defensive yards allowed. Buccaneers lead the league with conversions. Bengals lead in, Bengals don't exactly lead, but they're tied with all these for the red zone efficiency. A lot of teams haven't committed penalties in Week 1. Turnovers, Miami leads that with a differential of 4, 1 giveaway, and 5 takeaways. And that is pretty much it for the team's total team stats. And here is the players of the week. And that is going to do it for the Madden CPU League Week 1 recap show. Tune in this Thursday, March 9th, to see the Chargers at the Chiefs at 8:15 p.m. And the full week 2 schedule will go through as follows, and concluding with the Vikings at the Eagles on Monday.